high-end network. Is okay?
Yeah, I have been wondering about that too a lot. I think you're totally right, it's negation. But I think networks tend to have a center. You know, it's been 10 years that Google has become kind of a center of a lot of things we do. And the center of Google is in Mountain View, for example. On the phone, it used to be Europe, the center, and we completely screwed it up. We used to say, the internet is winning in Silicon Valley, but we have mobile, right? And now mobile is Google and Apple, mostly. So that's the center. I think if you look at the fashion industry, then Europe is the center. If you look at other industries, so to answer, yeah, I think there is a center, and that goes against this network idea. But I don't know if you saw, there was a big representation of Twitter connections and users recently. You could see centers. You can see that Jack Dorsey at the idea of Twitter is one of those nodes. And so networks tend to create nodes and center, and that's totally fine, and there is a physical one. And if you're in the internet industry, it's probably there.
Thank you. One last question right over here. Very quick question, very quick response.
Just following on, Louis, your comments of some of the things that Europe needs to do versus the Valley. So if you're to synthesize it to three things that Europe needs to do, or Spain in particular, because we're in Spain, and obviously you do the blog in France, but this is the first conference in Spain, getting all the entrepreneurs together, which is fantastic. What are the three things you think Spain needs to do? Obviously, given unemployment very high in this country, what does the government, what do entrepreneurs, what do investors need to do in Spain?
What do you think?
Yeah, I'll take that. The question is, what should Spain do, given the 20% unemployment and the crisis we face here? And I will three things. I will answer in Spanish. Yo ya he dicho muchas veces que en España lo que falta es un reconocimiento de que las nuevas empresas tienen una enorme tasa de mortalidad. The new companies have a high death rate. Este país no tiene un tratamiento diferente para la nueva empresa que para la empresa establecida. La persona que hace una nueva empresa corre los mismos riesgos que un administrador de una empresa de hace 30 años. I think this country should develop a framework, a legal framework for companies, for startups, for companies in their infancy that would be sold maybe in 2 or 3 years. And the government should pay for the severance pay, and the government should pay for the social charges, and let the entrepreneurs worry about the creative process of the first 2 or 3 years. And then after 2 or 3 years, if you have been a success, then you move on to a regular framework. So that's certainly one big suggestion, and I've been promoting that in Spain. I don't think it's likely to happen, but I think it's important. The other thing about Spain is psychological. There's a lot of people in Spain. There's a lot of people, the common people of Spain, or a lot of people of Spain, still have a mixed view of entrepreneurs. They think entrepreneurs are opportunistic, which in Spanish, opportunistic is a word that in English is positive, but in Spanish is negative. Oportunista, a lot of attributes that in English have a positive connotation, ambitious.
It's like personal brand. If you talk about personal branding in Europe, like everybody likes, says, like, we should talk about it. In the US, like, great, how did you do that?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's a lot of what makes you an entrepreneur. So there has to be, the Spaniards have to understand that the jobs are not going to come from the government, that they're going to come from entrepreneurs. And there has to be more respect. The second one. And the third thing that Spain should do is diversification. This country put all its eggs in one basket, or two, construction and tourism. The reason we have so much unemployment is construction stopped, and 10% of the people went to the street. The country was not diversified. So infancy, diversification, and a different approach to entrepreneurs.
Gracias, Martín. On that issue of how we value entrepreneurship, Pablo, ¿vos querés compartir lo que te pasó el otro día cuando dijiste emprendedor? Pero un micrófono ahí, porque me parece que va muy al punto de lo que acaba de decir Martín.
Hola. Okay, la otra vez estaba, bueno, en una discoteca y bueno, había una chica muy linda. Entonces me acerco, me pongo así como buen emprendedor, me acerco, la saludo y la chica así con su copa hiper sofisticada y snob, así dando vueltas. Entonces nos ponemos a hablar y me pregunta, ¿y tú a qué te dedicas aquí en España? Y yo le digo, soy emprendedor. Y ella dice, uff, argentino desempleado. Ahí nomás agarré, entonces le dije, bueno, ¿me prestas tu móvil? Entonces, bueno, pensaba que argentino desempleado no tiene ni móvil, me presta su móvil, marco y empieza a sonar el mío. Le digo, ves, quiso ser emprendedor, ahora ya tengo tu móvil.
Bueno, on that note, we finish this session.
I think it's really about you guys deciding, don't expect anything from the government and public space and so on. If you decide you want to be the global leader of something, you just can do it. Just, not that difficult. Go for it.
On that note of going forward, we finish this session. Thank you so much, Lloyd. Thank you so much, Martin.